when I was coming up, if I listened to the tropes and to the trolls, if I listened to the haters and the heartless, if I listened to the Archie Bunker mindset and the dog whistling, if I spent my time focusing on those people who did not love me instead of focusing on those people who do, I would never be the 63rd governor of the state of Maryland and the only black governor in the United States of America.
So, what I'm about to say, I'm going to try to say delicately because it's going to be some hard truth for some folks to face. What you're witnessing right now is emotional abuse. If you have been the victim of emotional abuse, then you recognize this pattern. But for those that haven't, let me educate you on how this process works. An emotional abuser looks for any opportunity to reinforce deeply internalized insecurities in order to create a sense of dependency. And they point out everything. In this case, it is wildly twisting out of context the words of President Trump, in which he wasn't talking about kids or Baltimore or anything. He was talking about the people that they had arrested and taken off the streets in Washington, D.C. But an emotional abuser will point to that and say, see, that's what those people think about you. And as I say these things, I'm crossing the Rubicon here because a lot of this stuff's going to click into place and you're going to see this. The Democratic Party has been on a long pattern of psychologically abusing black people into believing that they're out to get them. Why do they do this? Well, that takes us to the next phase of psychological abuse, which is creating a sense of, I understand you, I'm different. They all think this about you, but I love you. I care about you. And don't go too far from me because I'm smart enough. I can protect you from them, but they're going to get you if you stray too far. The goal is to create a sense of dependence. And again, I'm saying all this stuff. You guys are seeing this and you're like, oh my goodness, that's because this. And by the way, just me saying this is getting me on a lot of lists, right? But I'm just telling you that's how it works, right? And that's what he's doing right now. I understand you. I care about you. But here's the most dangerous part. The emotional abuser will sabotage any effort that you make to break that cycle of dependence. You may say to yourself, well, I don't want to be seen as a criminal. I don't want to be seen as someone strung out on the streets. And what the emotional abuser will do is they'll say, well, yeah, school choice worked for me and I went to a private school, but you don't need school choice. You don't need a private education. We can do it with the public schools. Well, I need personal armed security. You don't need armed security. We don't need the National Guard here. You see it?